Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are safe at home. I am Manjula from Social Studies Department. Are you eagerly waiting for the second class? Yes, children? Yes. In this lesson, you are going to learn about factors influencing climate. Then you should able to know what is climate and what is weather. First you should know, isn't it? Then only you will understand the factors. Children, we are experiencing summer season. It is May. For us, May month and it is summer season. You know, in Australia they are experiencing winter. Why such change, children? Here is summer, there they are experiencing winter. Why such a change? I wonder really. Why such changes are there on earth? And not only that, some parts of earth are too hot. Some parts of earth are too cold. Why such change in the climate? I am so much eager to share you all the topics in this lesson for you. Are you ready? Yes. Shall we start? Okay. I'll start. Children, today, how is weather today? It's very hot, isn't it? It's very hot. But night, it was so pleasant. Night, it was so pleasant. Cool breeze I experienced. It's very nice. Now, for me, it is very hot. In Vijayawada, it may be cool. In Vizag, it may be wind blow. So, weather tells us the atmospheric condition of a particular place. Okay? What does weather tells? Atmospheric condition of a particular place. Weather tells us clearly about how the sky is. That is, either sky is sunny or windy or cloudy. This will tell by weather. Okay? It is not constant. It will be changing almost every day. Sometimes, not only every day, but every hour it will change, children. Now, present, I am experiencing sunny weather. After 1 hour, it may be cool. After 1 more hour, it may be rain, sudden rain. So, weather will be changing continuously. It is not constant. Weather tells us about the condition of atmosphere for a short period of time. Okay? For a short period of time, weather tells us about the atmospheric condition of a particular place. Then what is climate? We should know what is climate now. Climate is an average weather condition of a place for a long period of time. Climate is an average weather condition of a place for a long period of time, children. Like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. It will calculate for a long period of time. Suppose we want to tell about Delhi's climate. So, how is the climate in Delhi for past 30 years? So, hot summers and cold winters. Delhi experienced hot summers and cold winters. That is the climate of the Delhi. Whereas coastal region experienced moderate climate, we will tell. Okay? Coastal regions experience moderate climate, we will tell. Means climate tells about the weather condition for a longer period of time. So, now why such changes? Who is responsible for the changes in the climate? Now, in this lesson, you are going to learn about the factors affecting the climate. Factors influencing climate. Okay, children? There are 5 factors, children, influencing climate. How many factors? 5 factors. Those are latitude, means distance from the equator. Altitude, height above the sea level. Next, distance from the sea. Third one is distance from the sea. Fourth one is humidity and precipitation. Fourth is humidity and precipitation. Fifth one is winds. So these are the 5 factors which are influencing the climate. Children, now first one you are going to learn. What is the first one? Latitude means distance from the equator. Children, near the equator, sun rays falls directly. Near the equator, sun's rays fall directly. As Earth is round, it is bulged in the middle. The equator is the imaginary line which passes through the middle of the earth. Isn't it? You have learnt in 4th class. Equator is the imaginary which passes through the middle of the earth. So, as it is in the middle, the sun rays falls directly on the equator. So, the distance travelled by sun rays are less and it falls on the shorter area. It crosses the atmosphere and it falls on the shorter area, making the area more hotter when we compare to the further places. Okay children, as sun rays fall directly on the equator, the places near the equator are much hotter. As we move farther from the equator, sun rays become slanting. How the sun rays will become? Slanting children. And sun rays has to travel a long journey in the atmosphere to fall on the poles. And it will cover the large area. When sun rays fall, before falling on the poles, they have to pass through the atmosphere for a longer time and they have to spread in the large area. Okay? In that middle way, what happens? So much of sun's heat will be reduced. While passing through the atmosphere for a longer time, so much heat will be reduced and the poles receive the less heat when we compare to the equator. Now is it clear children? Near the equator, it is very hot because sun equator. As we are going far away from the equator, the rays of the sun become slanting and rays has to pass through the atmosphere for a longer time. In the meanwhile, they are losing the heat and making the places colder. That is the reason why places near the equator are hotter when we compare to the places near the poles. Now is it clear children how the distance from the equator is affecting the climate? Yes, latitudes. Distance from the equator means latitudes. When we are go farther from the latitude, away from the equator, those areas will experience colder climate. Now, second one, altitude. Altitude. What is altitude children? Height. Altitude means height. Okay. When we are going to higher places, the temperature will be decreasing. The higher we go, the lesser the temperature will be. The higher areas, when we go to hill stations, when we go to mountain areas, the temperature will be decreasing children. That is the reason why most of your parents will plan for hill stations during the summer vacation. Why? To beat the heat. Here in Hyderabad we experience so much hot summers, isn't it? So, to beat the heat, your parents will plan for hill stations like Kodaikanal, Uchi, Shimla, Kulu Manali, Dehradun, because those are all pleasant hill stations. Why children? Why hills are so cool and pleasant in summers also? Because temperature decreases, as I said. That too, accordingly, rate of decreasing is for every 1000 meters of increase in height, 6.5 degrees Celsius will be reducing. How much children? For every 1000 meters of increase in height, 6.5 degrees Celsius of temperature will be decreasing. That's the reason why the mountain areas, hills areas are so cooler and so pleasant when we compare to the plains, when we compare to our Hyderabad. That is the reason why we will plan for the hill station to enjoy the pleasant climate. But this holidays you can't enjoy because of lockdown, isn't it? Because of lockdown, you are unable to go to any hill station. So, because those are all pleasant hill stations. Why children? Why hills are so cool and pleasant in summers also? Because temperature decreases, as I said. That too, accordingly, the rate of decreasing is for every 1000 meters of increase in height, 6.5 degrees Celsius will be reducing. How much, children? For every 1000 meters of increase in height, 6.5 degrees Celsius of temperature will be decreasing. That's the reason why the mountain areas, hills areas are so cooler and so pleasant when we compare to the plains, when we compare to our Hyderabad. That is the reason why we will plan for the hill station to enjoy the pleasant climate. But this holidays you can't enjoy because of lockdown, isn't it? Because of lockdown, you are unable to go to any hill station. So, enjoy it home only. Be safe. Okay, be at home and be safe. Now, third one. Distance from the sea. Okay, what is the third factor? Distance from the sea, children. Children, near the sea, the climate will be very mild, very average, very moderate. Nearly the places near the coast, in the coast near the sea have very pleasant climate. They will experience very pleasant climate when we compare to the innermost lands. Coastal areas have experienced very pleasant climate when we compare to innermost areas. Why such? Why like that, children? Because water gets heated up and cools down very slowly. Water has the property of heating up and cooling down very slowly when we compare to land. Now is it clear for you? When we compare to land, water takes more time to heat up and more time to cool down. That is the reason why during summers cool breeze blows from sea to land, making the coastal areas pleasant during summers. And during winters, warmer winds blow from sea to the coastal areas, making the coastal areas warmer in winter. That is the reason why coastal areas have a moderate type of climate, children. Whereas when we compare, we did not experience such a pleasant climate when we compare to coastal areas. Children, not only latitude, distance from the sea is affecting. But this is a nice example I will tell children. See, in Europe, a place called Edinburgh is there in Scotland. It is near the sea. Whereas Moscow in Russia, it is in Russia. Okay, they are lying on same latitude. They are lying on same latitude. But one is near the sea and one is innermost of the continent. So, in summers it will experience pleasant climate, Scotland. In winter they will experience warmer winters. Whereas Moscow will experience extreme climate, children. Moscow will experience extreme climate. Hot summers and cold winters they will experience. Now, it is clear for you, I think. Even though they are lying on the same latitude, climate varies because of this factor, distance from the sea. So, every factors are influencing our climate. Okay, they are affecting climate a lot. Shall we recap again? Once again, briefly I will tell you, children. Today you have learnt about weather, which changes constantly, which is changing continuously and it is not constant. Climate, it is an average weather condition for a longer period of time. And factors affecting the climate, there are 5 factors: latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, humidity and precipitation, last one, winds. So today you have learnt about only 3. What are they? Latitude, isn't it? Means as we move away from the equator, the climate will become colder. Near equator hotter, as we move farther from the equator, it will become colder. Next, altitude. As we move higher places, like from plains to mountains, the climate will become pleasant. The temperature will be decreasing from 40 degrees to 20 to 25 degrees only it will be there on hill stations. So we enjoy pleasant climate on the hill stations. Third is distance from the sea. As we move away from the sea, the climate will becoming warmer and extreme. Near the coastal areas, we enjoy mild climate when we compare to innermost lands, children. Now is it clear, children? Thank you. We'll continue our next factors and we'll learn more about our earth zones in the next.